What's going on, everybody? This is Living in Arizona Now, and today we are going to talk about the hotspots across Phoenix Metro. I know you guys really like Phoenix. Many of you guys comment on that place more than any other place in Arizona. So today we are going to dial this in and really take a look at Phoenix. So if you guys are interested in getting more information, you can also contact my brother, who's got a link in the description below. He's actually a realtor. You can just call him and ask him any question that you have. But if you're thinking about moving to Phoenix, he's an expert in Phoenix. It's just you guys are always asking, can you contact me? No, I don't do any real estate. But I do like to provide information. So if you're looking for news and information, do subscribe to this channel. So let's go ahead and dial this in here and take a look at the hotspots across Phoenix. So without further ado, let's get in here and take a look at Living in Arizona Now's channel. We have many videos on here that you can look at and learn from. But let's take a look at the map and see if we can find some hot spots that you guys want to look at. So get out a pen and paper if you're thinking about moving to Phoenix and you need not just cities, but also neighborhoods, because I'm going to be rattling off a few neighborhoods for you guys to also look at. So the first one that I want to dial in here is in the southeast side of Phoenix. I'm going to be talking about 4 different suburbs here: Mesa, Gilbert, Chandler, and Queen Creek. I'm also going to be mentioning several of the top tier communities in this region. By the way, this is the area that my brother mostly works. So if you're looking to move to Gilbert, he lives in Gilbert. His daughter goes to school out there, and so he has a lot of information about that. This area that we're going to talk about, the first one is going to be Chandler. So Chandler is a hotspot. It continues to be a hotspot, and in particular, the area that is really booming or popular is around the community of Ocotillo. It's actually pretty much already established. It's not necessarily growing like the other suburbs because it's already established, this one here, but it does have the communities that are really already, you know, kind of homey or make you feel right at home. So Ocotillo is the community that you'd want to look at. You could see the Lakes community right here. This one is actually near the Intel Ocotillo site. As you know, Phoenix, or Arizona in particular, has become a hotbed for technology companies, and Intel is one of the companies that is really building out infrastructure and already has infrastructure. Thank you to the 10 people who already hit the like button. I forgot to mention that. You guys just do it anyway. Thank you. Yes, I will check out New Kingman. I know Kingman keeps coming up the most. I mean, it's like it's the most coming up lately, I guess. So Gilbert. Now the area around Gilbert that I like is Morrison Ranch. Okay. So again, they're building this out. You can see still got the dirt track homes right here, but right there, Gilbert. This is the Gilbert website right here, gilbertaz.gov. This is a really popular neighborhood, Morrison Ranch. I think that is even Morrison Ranch, but they do have downtown Gilbert, also known as DTG. So when you're in the area of Gilbert, people go downtown. They've got Dirk's Bentley Whiskey Row. So at night, that place gets going. Lots of restaurants. Well, more and more are coming also. So do take a look around Morrison Ranch. That's the popular place. You can see it's just off the highway here, the Santan Freeway, Loop 202. So Morrison Ranch, that one's popular. There's also another one called Power Ranch, which is going just south here into Queen Creek. So Queen Creek, Gilbert, Chandler, you could see they're all kind of closely intertwined together. I mean, if they were one big city, that would be nice, but they're not. They're broken up into these boroughs or these suburbs. So Power Ranch is really popular out there in Gilbert. I don't know, is Power Ranch actually Gilbert or Queen Creek? Let me take a look. Oh, it is Gilbert. So Power Ranch is another one in Gilbert. Well, if we wanted to go into Queen Creek here, they do have quite a bit. This one is actually the one that's booming, as in the sense that it's growing a lot. You can see it's got neighborhoods right here that are zoned out that Google Maps hasn't even charted on there. So there's a lot of homes being built. Not a lot of commercial industrial stuff going on in Queen Creek because they're building so fast. I mean, all they really have is the Queen Creek Marketplace. So Queen Creek is another place. But again, that area around here, they've got the villages at Queen Creek. That one's more built out than some of these other ones. But you can see they've got Taylor Ranch. That one is for sure Queen Creek. Pecan Creek. That one's more Santan Valley, I think. But there's old Queen Creek High School. So right here, Spur Cross, which is another community, Tri Point Homes. Lots of homes being built out there, and people in the comments, they might even be living out in Queen Creek right now. They can help you guys come up with some ideas. It's nice to see they finally built a Hampton Inn in Queen Creek, because that wasn't open for a long time, so that's new. They are building some hotels out there finally for guests. Now, it all kind of revolves around this central Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport that's like at the center of the East Phoenix booming region. The reason I start out with this side is because this is where a lot of the growth is taking place. Chandler, Gilbert, Queen Creek, and then the last one that I'm going to talk about is East Mesa, or you could call it Mesa. So right here in Mesa, you have Eastmark and you have Toll Brothers at Cadence. So Cadence is a big time community that's really nice. I went around there to this community here. They've got many different homes and lots of different subdivisions, a variety of homes, but they all kind of look the same. It is really cookie cutter. But I like the area. I think it's got a lot of potential. In fact, this whole area right here around the 24 and the 202, this intersection is known as the Tech Corridor. I don't know the exact companies that are going to be building here, but I heard there was going to be a Google, Giga something. There was going to be something for Apple there. Lots of different things taking place out here in the Phoenix Mesa Gateway region known as the Tech Corridor of Phoenix. Thank you to the 24 people who smashed the likes. I see you guys talking in the comments. More Kingman stuff coming up. I was going to get a place in New Kingman, says Cali native. Christian says New Kingman is Butler. What? Butler what? Isra says, I would live in Phoenix, Arizona, but the summer heat scares me. Yeah, most people are scared away by the summer heat. That is true. It's like, I would live in Florida, but the humidity scares me because I've had humidity in Florida pretty bad. So just to summarize, this east corridor here, the southeast Phoenix Valley area that I consider to be booming, I would say the most growth or the most building is taking place in Queen Creek. So, but Gilbert, Chandler, East Mesa, big time booming. This area around the airport, Highway 24 and Loop 202, lots of development taking place here moving forward in the next 15 to 20 years. So I would assume you're not going to be buying for the same price that you would somewhere else in the Phoenix area. So as we continue to mow this down and get in there and talk about Phoenix Mesa, which we're going to do right now, let's get in here and take a look here. So we've got the next area, which is booming, really is Goodyear and Buckeye. Okay, so this whole area, lots of farmland. This is how Gilbert used to look. Gilbert was the edge of nowhere at one point in time, 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago maybe. Nowadays, it's obviously built up. But Buckeye has what Gilbert used to have, these farms that get bought up, these plots of land that they zone out, turn into subdivisions. So not the town of Buckeye necessarily off of the 85 and the I-10. It's mostly taking place around the 10 here. So this area around the White Tank Mountains, they have Verrado, they have the Four Seasons being built, and it extends out into Goodyear. So if you're looking for a community out in Buckeye, check out Verrado, okay? But if we go more towards Goodyear, there is an area out here called Estrella Mountain Ranch. This is like a poor man's Scottsdale. You can see they got the Estrella Dells. When I say a poor man's Scottsdale, what I'm saying is you get the same kind of views around the mountains and that desert enclave that you're really looking for, but you're not going to get the Scottsdale prices. Isn't that a nice thing? So you can get Scottsdale style living in the Estrella Mountains, but you're not going to get Scottsdale prices. So I don't know how that's going to affect your decision making, but check out Estrella Mountain Ranch. That's Southwest Phoenix. And you have to look, where's the areas to expand around Phoenix? Now, we've had this conversation several times before about maybe Phoenix considering growing in between the lines instead of continuing to sprawl out. But Phoenix is always sprawled out. I don't really see that stopping, but it would be nice for more density to take place in the Phoenix metro area. You know, places like this here in Glendale. Why don't they build out these farms? Well, maybe the farmers don't want to sell. But, you know, that leaves these big plots of land that are undeveloped, that are just basically waiting to be developed, that don't get developed. Instead, they build out because of cheap land, blah, blah, blah. But that's right there in Glendale. I'm not going to add Glendale to the list of boom towns, although they do have something that is worth noting, the Glendale Sports and Entertainment District. This is where the Cardinals play. For those of you who watched the Cardinals game against the Rams, I know that was really disappointing. I hate to say it, but I think Cliff Kingsbury, this might be his last season. What do you guys think? That was not the performance we were looking for, guys. And I'm a big Cardinals fan. I'm not backing down. I'm not a fair weather guy, but I'm just saying I would have liked to win. Anyway, let's talk about the next area that I want to say is booming. And this area is booming. It has been nicely growing, and it's got a lot of area to expand. This area here is called Peoria. So this is the area in northwest Phoenix that I really like. So you got Arrowhead Ranch, so you can see the lakes if you want to live on like a lake-style lifestyle. Nice. Golf course built around there. Many golf courses out here. And then if you go further north, you can actually come up into a place called Vistancia. And this is right off the Loop 303, so it's got access. It's out far enough that it's beautiful in the sense that you're out there in the wood or in the mountains or in the desert. And this whole area of the desert actually just south of Lake Pleasant. Many people like Lake Pleasant. They have 2 different boat ramps and harbors. This is a great recreational area for people on the west side. But I mean, do you go to the lake every weekend? I don't know. That's kind of the thing. Thanks to 35 people who smashed up the likes. For those of you who watch my other channel, Blockchain Bulls, I did make a video about the cryptocurrency because some of you guys are into cryptocurrency out there. I don't know who is, but you guys were asking about Bitcoin and all that. I did make a video about staking coins. Let me know what you guys think of that one. So that was over on my other channel, Blockchain Bulls. So as we continue to show you guys around the Phoenix metro area here, the area in Northeast Phoenix. Now, Northeast Phoenix isn't quite getting the growth, but if there was one area, I would say North Phoenix. That's actually Phoenix proper. And the area that I really like, and I was just out there this last weekend, is in Norterra Happy Valley. I don't know if you guys have actually checked out Norterra or Happy Valley, but you're probably missing out on a nice pricing, good family atmosphere, and lots of development taking place out here. In fact, this is where they're building the, this right here is the Taiwan Semiconductor headquarters. Big, huge factory facility being built here. This out here is by Dixie Mountain, so they got hiking. It's still desert. It almost looks like some volcanoes, right? But lots of hiking out there. It's right off the canal. This area, Norterra and Happy Valley. So that's North Phoenix right there. If you moved over a little bit more onto Phoenix, you could probably get into maybe the area known as Desert Ridge. There's not a lot of growth going on there, although they are doing some more commercial growth finally, because we were lacking that for a while. So the commercial growth is taking place out here. Not so much the building, although they are building more apartments. If you're looking for apartments, this area of Scottsdale and Desert Ridge, this is basically around Mayo Clinic. I call it Mayo, although it's not actually known as that. It's more known as Desert Ridge. But this area is where the Mayo Clinic is. So if you're big on hospitals, they just expanded the Mayo Clinic. It's huge. They built so much more of the Mayo Clinic. They did like a big building that was bigger than the one that they originally had to the east, and they built one to the west. So Mayo Clinic is huge, and then they have American Express, not a headquarters, but a big American Express like call center. So this area, Desert Ridge, is popular. Again, it is Phoenix, but if you move south here, you'll see there's some apartments being built right off the Pima Freeway off of Mayo Boulevard. For some of you guys who are wondering, the hikes that I was just recently doing right there in the Phoenix area, it was right around here. It was like right in here, right off of Mayo. And this is where like the doctors go to run. So you'll see doctors out there running on their lunch break or at night or whatever. But there is quite a bit of apartments being built along here in the Scottsdale area. They've got the main ones that you can look at here. You've got the Nines at Kierland. They've got the shops at Zocalo, which is a shopping area. They've got Optima. Optima is a high-end real estate company out here, or real estate for apartments, and I think you can even buy condos there. So I see you guys, Anthony says, how does low humidity affect health? Low humidity affecting your health in Phoenix when it's bone dry, there's no real rain or anything. I can actually speak to you about that right now. It's not good. It's not good because, you'll wake up, you need a humidifier in your room if you get dry mouth or anything like that. I personally do get dried out sleeping with an air conditioner on or a fan on. And then I need to have a humidifier, not a dehumidifier, but a humidifier spraying into the air or misting into the air humidity. So if you're one of those types of people, that's a solution. You can get them for like $45 on Amazon. So what do you guys do for humidity if you guys are getting dried out? But it is a thing. Moisturizing, lotions or body soaps when you're in the shower, things like that. Stefan says, looking forward to Phoenix, Arizona from Henderson, Nevada in 2023. Yeah. See, these are some of the styles of buildings you get down in Phoenix. Apartments right here. This is downtown Phoenix, obviously. But let's go back to the map here. You also have Weston, the Kierland. They have villas out here for those of you who are looking to do some condo living. They've got the Kierland Common Shopping Center right next to the Weston Kierland Resort. If you guys want to come out and visit, you got the money, go out there to Kierland. Moon says, Tempe is still a great place to live. Yeah, I didn't even mention Tempe. It's really developed. It's not booming. There's no real growth happening in Tempe. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not growing at all, period. But it's already an established community, and there's no place to really build in terms of like, well, actually, there is some growth taking place right off here on the University and Rural. For those of you who don't know, Rural Road turns into Scottsdale once it crosses the Salt River right here. So it turns into Scottsdale Road around the Red Mountain Freeway right on the other side. They have been doing a lot of building in this area, but there's no like home developments or anything being built in Tempe, just more like dormitories for college students or even apartments. So it's growing. It is a hot spot in the sense that people like to be down here on the waterfront. But there's a lot of old homes down here. What you get in Tempe is you get old homes for a really high price that, has you centrally located in the city. That's the problem with Tempe. It's like these really old homes. And when I say old homes, I'm talking 40 to 50-year-old previous dated cookie cutter homes. Thanks to the 50 people who hit the like button. If you haven't already hit the like button, please do consider that. Ladybug says, why did you shave your goatee? I didn't really shave my goatee. I just buzzed it down. I like to, every once in a while get some hydration deep down there. No, I mean, it is, I do like to get a nice clean shave and then let it grow back out every once in a while. Jose says, the land Bill Gates bought up is in the West Valley. You guys are asking about the West Valley land. I was just talking to my dad. He went to the Cardinals game in Los Angeles with my brother. They went out there and watched the Rams Cardinals, but he was saying the west side of Phoenix, they do have some cool stuff going on. I forget everything he was saying, but he said it looked interesting out there in Tonopah. They had some interesting projects. My biggest grievance that I have with Phoenix in general, and I was even mentioning this to my dad, who's been out here, basically all his life since he was 7. He moved out here from West Virginia from Chicago. So he was born in Chicago, moved to West Virginia, and then his dad started building the house up in Cave Creek. Way back when no one even lived out there, back in the 60s, yeah. But I was telling him, I said, in Phoenix, we used to build cool stuff out here. We don't build anything really cool in Phoenix anymore. I mean, if you look in 1990s, like in 92, we did the America West Arena, now known as the Footprint Center. That's an old arena. But then after that, we built Bank One Ballpark, Bob, also known as Chase Field, where the Diamondbacks. And that was one of the state-of-the-art arenas. That was in around the, late 90s? And then we built the Arizona Cardinals Stadium in 2006, I want to say. I don't know the exact date that it was completed, but when it came out, it was one of the state-of-the-art stadiums. Well, here we are in 2022, and the only cool thing that we've built in Phoenix Metro since then has really just been a freeway. If I'm missing anything, please let me know. But what cool projects have we built over the last 15 to 20 years? Now, I get it. People are in shock about 2007, 2008. But it sure didn't stop home builders because we've been building lots of homes. But where is all the cool construction projects? And the one thing that really baffles my mind, and I just don't understand, how does a place like Phoenix, the 5th or 6th largest city in the United States, not have an incredible water park? I mean, we have water parks. We have Big Sur, and we have what used to be called Water World. Now it's known as Hurricane Harbor. But why don't we have a water park that's like probably the best in the world? I mean, there's only a few places in the world that are deserving of an amazing water park, maybe like Dubai, but Phoenix, Arizona is right up there. I mean, if Vegas builds an amazing water park before we do, that's pretty embarrassing because we are a place where a master water park needs to be built. When I say master, I mean like world-class water park. Like put Phoenix on the map for this bad boy. And the thing is, you go to Gulfland Sunsplash, Big Surf, you go to Hurricane Harbor, it's packed. So you cannot tell me that getting people to patronize that place is going to be a hard thing, because you will get people to come. You know the old Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner? If you build it, they will come. It will happen if you build it. Do not worry about selling tickets to a water park in Phoenix, Arizona when it's 115 degrees or 110 degrees. In fact, you might even want to build a little bit more shade than what they already have at some of these water parks. So if you're a developer out there and you're looking for ideas of something that me personally, I will get behind that. I will just praise you for building a world-class, state-of-the-art water park in Phoenix. We need one. Now, that is not the only thing we need. I also don't understand why we don't build an amusement park. Now, we had Dreamport Village, which was supposed to be built down here in Casa Grande, and then they scrapped it. They lost momentum or something, as if people wouldn't go to it. Well, let me ask you this. You go to San Antonio, they have Six Flags Over Texas. You go to Houston, they've got Six Flags Great Texas or whatever. You go to Los Angeles, they've got Six Flags, they've got Disneyland, they've got all these things. But what are 5 million people in Phoenix going to do in the summertime? Seriously. I mean, we're going to go to the mall every day? You've torn down most of our indoor malls anyway, Paradise Valley Mall and Metro Center, and you haven't built any real cool indoor malls since then. So it's like, what are people doing in the summertime? I have people in the comments right now saying, I want to move to Phoenix, but I'm really worried about what is there to do in Phoenix in the summertime. I mean, you could almost make a whole video on that. You can't go to the lake or the river every single day, or go to a Slide Rock every weekend up in Sedona. It's like, people need things to do in the summertime. Kids do, especially, because they've got tons of energy. If you've seen these 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7-year-old kids out there, they've got tons of energy. And Phoenix in the summertime, what are you doing to keep these kids busy? And I'm being serious. I mean, unless you want them to just sit down and play video games all day, every day. Cool. So more activities, more cool things. Yes, that's me on my soapbox ranting, but I'm being serious. I hear this from people in the audience. I hear it from people that I talk to. And as someone myself, I'm saying, if you're a developer, build more things for children and for families to do indoors in particular. What's stopping you from building a big indoor theme park? They did it at the Mall of America in Minnesota. Why couldn't you build an indoor theme park, kind of like what you have with the Arizona Cardinals Stadium? Or if you decide to decommission Bank One Ballpark, Chase Field, where the Diamondbacks play, don't tear it down. Turn it into a theme park right there in Central Phoenix, and build the stadium somewhere else. But I'm just saying, I don't know why these guys don't do that. And I'm starting to wonder what is going on, because is it the leadership just doesn't have any concern for the people, or is there no money? Because last I heard, they just passed an infrastructure bill. Can someone please tell me why they don't build anything amazing in the fastest growing city in the country? I mean, they used to build great projects in Arizona. You look at all these dams. I mean, heck, look at the Roosevelt Dam. Look at Lake Mead. Look at, the Hoover Dam, right? I mean, they build amazing projects, but this generation of leadership in Phoenix or in Arizona has done nothing but build highways and houses. There, I got it off my chest. You guys can tell me if you disagree. Thanks to 69 people who crushed that like button. If you guys like what we're doing here, hit the like button. Let's get it out to a larger audience to get the word out there. It says, okay, that's a good idea. So just put the tap water through that and let it do its thing. I'm used to clean New York water. I don't know what Jake's saying, but Jake just said that. Moonsfix says, Great Wolf Lodge is a indoor water park. Great Wolf Lodge is a hotel. It's an indoor water park for the people who rent the hotel there. For those of you who don't know what Great Wolf Lodge is, I'll give it a shout out. But the thing is that it's a hotel. It's not like the public can go there. You have to have a hotel room there. Let's see if I can find out where it is exactly. All right, so the hotel room is, let's see here, or the Great Wolf Lodge. It is by Talking Stick right here, right? Let's see. Oh, geez. Why am I having a hard time discovering it on the map? It is, man, this always happens. This always happens. I get caught up in the map, and I'm live, and I can't really change anything. All right, so we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna get this dialed in. It's got to be around here somewhere. So there's where the Diamondbacks play spring training. There it is, Great Wolf Lodge. Okay, this was when it was under construction, but this is it now. Yes, it's an indoor water park, and that's fantastic, and I'm grateful they built that. It's got 4.3 reviews. I wonder why it doesn't have 4.6 or higher. But it's $180 a night. Yeah, you can do a staycation there, but they need a Great Wolf Lodge that's not a lodge. They need like an indoor water park, you know? Even with a retractable roof. You make a water park that's got a retractable roof, so it's year-round. Oh, man, that thing is going to go bonkers with revenue in a city with 6 million people. I don't know why they didn't build it yet. Can someone please tell me why? John says, get a Brita filter for the tap water. Yeah, you can filter the tap water. It's a whole lot more eco-friendly than going through these plastic bottles every day. I mean, I've got to actually contact one of the companies to get, you know, one of those water jugs so I can just fill up a cup, because I am going through these water jugs. It's crazy the amount of plastic we go through. Jose says indoor ski resort. Yeah, they have that in Dubai. I mean, it can be done. I mean, you build this mega mall, right? Like they do in Dubai, right? So in this mega mall, you have an indoor ski resort. You have an indoor water park. You have indoor roller coasters. And then you have shops. And then you have like arcades and like gaming and the metaverse and all this modern stuff inside a massive mall. And people will go there. People will go there, okay? Now, why they don't build it, your guess is as good as mine. I think it's because they're just not really caring about what the citizens are doing. They just want to build, and it's like money, money, money. If it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense, and they're missing out, I guess. Moon FXR says that would be a great idea for a ballpark to be turned into. I don't know if you're joking or not, but I think it would be. What are we talking about fluoride now? We got into fluoride. Everyone's talking about fluoride in the comments. I don't know. I actually just went to the dentist today, speaking of fluoride. But this side of Phoenix is actually a great place. They do have some activities in the Scottsdale area. They have the Odyssey Aquarium, Butterfly World, and the Arizona Boardwalk. Unfortunately, if you go there, especially during the last 2 years, it's kind of run down. But this area used to be known as, what did it used to be known as? The Pavilions. It used to be known as the Pavilions. Now it's basically where they built the Arizona Boardwalk. But it's got potential in this area, this little area right here near Talking Stick. It's got some air. It needs one or two major things. Phoenix Light says Odyssey is decent, but Arizona Boardwalk is pretty cool overall. Yeah, it is. It actually is. I would say they need more stuff jammed in there. And the thing I don't like about it is these Talking Stick fields. They're beautiful fields. They're beautiful stadiums. You know, it's a nice facility, but it only gets activity in the spring, and that's it. Really. I mean, you could keep doing more stuff there, but I mean, spring training. That's a spring training facility for the Diamondbacks. But in the fall, what were they doing out there? You know, that's what I'd like to know. And they have the Arizona Memorial, USS Arizona Memorial Gardens, which is cool. But what else they got going on out there? They need to build more stuff. They got land. What's this land being used for? Why isn't it not being used? Are the developers just sitting on it? Is it some hedge fund who's got all the money and they're just like, yeah, we own this great property out in Scottsdale and we're just kind of sitting on it to see what happens out there? No, time is now. Start building or sell it. Take your profits. Market's up. They'll be like, oh, no, we're going to hold on to it. People don't need anything to do. There's plenty to do in Phoenix. Kids can go run around the park in 115 degrees. We don't need to build anything cool. Atari Hotel was supposed to be built, says Hampson. Where was that? Mark Gray says, building water park in Glendale that would be called Crystal Lagoons Island Resort with a Mattel theme park. Yeah, in Glendale. I do remember that. I was looking at the project and I was all excited about that. Let's take a look exactly what that is. So that's the Crystal Lagoons Mattel. Last time I checked it, it was like a half-cocked effort. It wasn't exactly what I was hoping it would be. But we'll take a look here and see if it is worth a darn. So the project Crystal Lagoons develops in partnership with Epic and Mattel in Arizona captured the attention of the American press. Yeah, okay. This is their website here. You could see, like, I'm looking at something here and I'm like, okay, what do you guys got? I mean, you ever seen those those surf machines that have the big wave? They generate the big wave and people surf. And they're like in the middle of California, in the middle of nowhere, and people go from far and wide, including like the surf championship. They go up there. But I'm looking on their website here and you could see, I mean, I guess it's going to be cool, but I don't know. I was looking it over and I wasn't too impressed, unfortunately. I want it to be awesome, but I felt like they just kind of half did it. Obviously, we have the Super Bowl in 2023 for those of you who like football. Jake says, I guess I caused a debate. They were talking about water filtration. This is a big thing out in Arizona. What's going on, Ghost Protocol? What's going on, Sherry? What's going on, Thomas, Jay, Mark, Travis, QT? What could I get for a condo fourplex for $400K in more of North Scottsdale? I don't think you can get too much for $400K, but maybe. I did hear, so I heard the cheap property or the cheap apartments or condos. There was some that were going around this area of Arcadia, okay, all the way over to South Scottsdale. I did hear there was some cheap living, but it's small and it's older in Arcadia and South Scottsdale. So you may be able to find it in South Scottsdale or Arcadia, but $400K should get you a condo, especially a 1 or 2 bedroom. And I laugh because that's about the number that I'm qualifying for. Hopefully, assuming my everything backs out, I'm like, wow. Someone said, greetings from Tucson. Where is everybody tuning in from? I've got Tucson, and then earlier in the film we had lots of people tuning in from Kingman or wanting to move to Kingman. It seemed like everyone's trying to move to Kingman. I don't know. Is everyone from Arizona here? We got Tara, Gilbert has proposed water park too. Yeah, I did hear about the proposed water park in Gilbert. Can someone please tell me the name? I've forgotten it. Okay, so Crystal Lagoon being built in Glendale. Let's hope this one is the big one, the one that we're talking about, the world-class one that puts Phoenix on the map. Like, as somebody who works in travel, with Island Hopper TV, being that I travel around a lot of places, Phoenix probably has the most bland, boring TripAdvisor top 10 things to do of any big city that's over like 2 million people. I mean, right there up next to probably Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I mean, we're much larger than Milwaukee, but we're much more boring in terms of TripAdvisor. So it's like, we need some things that rank up there on TripAdvisor. When someone comes to visit, it's like, what are you going to do? We're going to go to Taliesin West. We're going to go to the Arizona Science Museum. People think I'm hating. They're like, oh man, this guy, he doesn't like Arizona. He doesn't like Phoenix. No, I'm saying I'm more of like a high expectation kind of person. I'm looking for cool things to entertain people, to keep people in a healthy lifestyle, keep them excited, because people are depressed, they're downtrodden, they're not excited about anything because our leaders don't give people things to be excited about. All they give them is fear and scared on the media. The media is all about fear. You tune into the local news, not the local news. The local guys are not so bad. Our local news, they do pretty good. Maybe one or two gets a little bit out there with the fear mongering, but the national news media doesn't give people things to be excited about, unfortunately. But it's like, if you look at the top 10 things to do on TripAdvisor, if you've got a family, you're basically like, I don't know if I want to go to Phoenix. I mean, Houston's pretty boring, but at least they've got like the Johnson Space Center. They've got, not Cape Canaveral, but they've got Galveston. They've got the Houston Underground. They've got a big mall in Sugar Land. Phoenix, yeah, we have some stuff, but really need to step it up. Daniel says, hey, Jeff from Detroit, moving to Arizona in October. Nice. Detroit. Rate says, is the Cooley Station area in Gilbert a really nice area to live? I'm still waiting for someone to even tell me the name of the water park in Gilbert. Cooley Station. Let me take a look. I can't remember. Is that downtown? Oh, I know this area. I didn't know that's what it's called though. It's near the air park, so it's going to get a little bit loud, especially as they scale that up. I do like that golf course there. It's reasonably close to the freeway, it is close to the railroad, and the railroad can be loud at night. I don't know what part you're moving to, but like if you're living here next to the railroad, it can be loud. Ask anyone who's lived next to that railroad. Wife and I are thinking of moving to Arizona. Nice. What part? Arizona is not for everyone. 49 other states to choose from and 16 U.S. territories. No passport needed. Fun times. You're right. Yeah. You could live in, 49 other states and 16 territories. Some of them being Puerto Rico, I believe U.S. Marshall Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands. I would live in the U.S. Virgin Islands if I had the money. Although it could get boring. It might be a good second house to have and then rent out to Airbnb if I wasn't staying there. Jane says, I like Cooley Station. I looked at some models there before I bought my house. Tucson has nice places without being so snobby like Scottsdale might be, like Stone Canyon or Honeybee Canyon, says Toy Yoda. Yeah, okay. We could focus on Tucson in another video. I could totally do that. Just moved to Mesa last week. Okay, says the Montana Project. Montana Project left one booming state for another booming state. Nice. Casa Grande is a dead city. You can say that probably again. I did talk to some people who lived out in Maricopa here recently. Maricopa is actually got some nice homes, really cheap. Maricopa is a cheap place to live, close to Phoenix Metro. The Amtrak station's actually right there. The Amtrak doesn't go through Phoenix. Phoenix is, again, the largest big city in the United States that Amtrak doesn't stop at. I mean, there's a lot of things where it was like, when it came to really master planning Phoenix, they got the freeways right, but they pretty much stopped at that because they can't even get a railroad to go through there with Amtrak. But they can get I-10 to go through there. Thomas says, North Peoria, West Wind area. It's all nice. Yes, Peoria. Peoria is one of the places we talked about earlier in the film. Thanks to 113 people who smashed the likes. Michael says, do you think they will develop North Phoenix between Desert Ridge all the way up to Cave Creek over the years so they blend it into each other? The people in Cave Creek would absolutely hate that. They would absolutely hate that. But yeah, it is. The development is on the way. It's this area right here, right? So out here they have a major power, like a substation right there. That's a major power substation right there. That's off of Pinnacle Peak Road. So they have been building this area south of Pinnacle Peak Road. They've got a little bit of desert out here. I've actually walked around here. So if you ever want to go out there and just walk around, you can. They've got trails all up and down here. You'll see lots of coyotes, lots of jackrabbits, doves, some hawks. But it's an interesting desert. It's flat desert. It's more of a watershed kind of desert. And then north of Pinnacle Peak, because that's the area you're talking about, there's really no development from Cave Creek all the way to Scottsdale Road other than the power station south of Jomax. But then when you go north of Jomax, they've been building that area up. This is where you can buy more property. There's a lot of horse ranches up here. I actually grew up out here in this area off of Dynamite. So I know the area pretty good. But Cave Creek right here, they will not really build up the Cave Creek area because there's strict zoning all around here. And you got to have big money to get up into actual Cave Creek. But I think this is considered Cave Creek right here, like even Lone Mountain. Like if we were to look at Dove Valley, is that considered Cave Creek? Yeah, it is considered Cave Creek. That's a golf course. Terra Vita, I think that's North Scottsdale. Yeah, that's North Scottsdale. This is a nice little area, but you got to have big buku bucks. Buku, you got to be rolling in the money. Oh, man. Curtis says, Scottsdale and plastic surgery go together. Yeah, okay. Yeah. If that's your thing, it does go together. You'll be cruising down Scottsdale Road and you'll see lots of cars. Lots and lots of nice cars. And maybe some plastic surgery, I guess. Plastic surgeons. I don't know. I'm just kidding. No, but that's what someone said. It's kind of like a joke. But no, Scottsdale's nice. It's down to earth. I mean, some of the traffic on Scottsdale Road will drive you nuts because you'll be going like, speed limit. And all of a sudden a Lamborghini or a Porsche or a fast car will just whiz right by you in and out of traffic. And then you'll pull up to, you'll meet them at the stop sign or the stop light and you'll just be like, nice car. You want to be mad at them, but at the same time, it's like, that's just a vibe in Scottsdale. So when people are whizzing by you, they're just being playful. No harm, no foul. No harm, no foul right there, okay? Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Around Phoenix, all the roads are free, I believe. Yeah, we don't have any toll roads that I know of out in the state of Arizona. Now, you go to Texas, gosh, they love their toll roads. Heck, even in Mexico, they were hitting us with toll roads. I don't know how, I guess that's an amazing thing that Phoenix built all of the highways without doing toll roads. So that's a good thing, right? Because you don't have to worry about toll passes or anything like that. I think 303 was maybe going to be a toll road, but they didn't do it. AJ says Florida is loaded with tolls. Well, Texas is loaded with tolls. I know that for sure, especially in Houston and Dallas. And I don't know how that works because I don't have a Texas Fast Pass or whatever it's called. I was just like, get me off these roads. I think you got to pay like 70 or 80 bucks a month for that. 121 people hit the likes. Thanks to everyone who hit the likes. If you haven't already hit the likes and I'll keep going if we can get it over 150. Otherwise, we will finish here and look to do another one. We already talked about the main towns. I'll just mention them real quick. Gilbert, Chandler, West Mesa or East Mesa, Queen Creek, Buckeye, Peoria. If you missed it early, tune in to the beginning of this after it's been published. After it's been uploaded. Desert Ridge, Norterra. Get a pen and paper handy when you do it so you can do your research. Also, if you guys are into exploring around Arizona, check out Big Super's channel, Big Super Living in Arizona. He's a really cool guy. He's down to earth and he does a lot of different videos. But I like his Super Tribe channel also, where him and his family do really cool things. He does stuff with his son. And they were doing some exercise in their last video. He was like getting his son all ready and doing the 100 push-ups and squat challenge for 30 days. That was a cool challenge. So do check out Big Super's channel. He's also got one, Big Super Living in Arizona. But check out Super Tribe. That's like my favorite channel that he has because they're really doing some cool things. Also check us out on Instagram, Living in Arizona Now. But yeah, Big Super, he's a cool guy. He's down to earth. He's good people, good guy. So, do you think Santan Valley will ever get all the stuff Queen Creek or Gilbert has, like movie theaters and more shopping? Where would they do it? I mean, in Santan Valley, if you were to look at the area where the growth could happen, I was even thinking like, where's downtown Santan Valley? And I couldn't figure it out. I was like, I would say the most popular place in Santan Valley is Combs and Gansell because that's where they have like the Banner Ironwood Medical Center. They have the Trilogy, and they're building. I think they zoned this out to something. What did they build there? I don't even remember what they built. I think it's like a Sprouts is being built there, and they have some new communities. Lots of growth in there. But the only other area that I could think would be downtown Santan Valley. Where? Someone please tell me. So no, I don't think that they'll really do that. And if they do, it will probably be like down south more. That would be my assumption. So I think most of Santan Valley is going to get eaten up by Queen Creek anyway. That's what I think. Dearest Dark says, Arizona has the absolute worst drivers in the world. So if you plan on moving here, you better have 8 eyes. Or you better have your rear view mirrors ready to go, right up top, side by side, yeah. And your rear view cameras and your dash camera. It doesn't hurt to have a dash camera. I had one, but it doesn't work now. But I was thinking like, man, you got to have a dash cam out here. Jay Northrop says, auto insurance seems spendy here. Yeah, auto insurance and registration are expensive. I just had to do both. Man. I think my insurance is like up to 180 or 190 with USAA, and they're supposed to be one of the best. But I have a truck, I don't know. I think my registration was extremely expensive. I was like disgusted with how expensive it was. But maybe that's why we don't have toll roads. It's like they make up for it in other areas, right? Link says, in my opinion, Buckeye is the best bet if moving to Arizona. Yeah, if you want to save money, Buckeye's got you. Buckeye's got you. But like I was saying, I mean, you could do Buckeye or you could do Maricopa, a little bit further out there. But, you got to go further out there. Like Buckeye's far from downtown. Look how far. It's a slingshot ride down the I-10, but still, it's out there. Okay? Oh. Jeremy A says, I purchased a new build and surprised been waiting for nearly a year to complete the build. Yeah, that's a long time. But hopefully they're building it correctly because, there's a labor shortage. There's a super big time labor shortage. That's what people don't understand is as they got tighter along the border, a lot of the labor force that built up Phoenix, whether anyone wants to admit it or not, was from Mexico. Okay? This is the truth. I've been living out here since I was a kid. I used to work in construction. Most of the people out here building a lot of Phoenix was built by people from Mexico. You could get all mad and make all these excuses that you want, but Phoenix was built by people from Mexico. And once they started saying, hey, we don't want any more Mexicans coming here illegally and this and that, because it was illegal. It was people who were here undocumented. So we had a couple guys go down for hiring what they called illegals. I don't call them illegal because I don't think any person is illegal. That's not me trying to be politically correct. That's just me saying, like, if they're here working and they're earning an honest day's wage and they're doing the best they can to work and contribute and pay for their family, they're all good in my eyes. I mean, I would be looking at the government like, okay, there's a demand for their labor. There's people that are hiring them. They're making half of what the average worker is even making to begin with. And they're working every day, but you want to call them illegal and criminalize them. Like, that's not fair. But that's what happened. So, I mean, we had a lot of immigration happening, and those people were coming up, and they were making more than they were making in their native country, but they were making half of what they were getting paid. Everyone else was getting paid, and they were doing a lot of that work. And now they don't have that, especially in the construction field. And it is what it is, right? But most Americans, most of the people watching this channel aren't trying to get out there in 110-degree temperature and bang nails through new houses. So that's why the houses aren't getting built fast enough. Too much demand, not enough labor. That's what it is. And so my thing is just I think we need to make it to where people who are trying to come here and do work, they can still come here and do work, but they need the documents. Obviously, everything's got to be legal, but that's my opinion on it. But that's why your house is taking so long to get built. So your house is taking a long time because there's a labor shortage, because the old labor pool that we used to have is not there because we tightened the border up. But yeah, I knew a guy, his name was Danny's. So Jackson's Car Wash, if you guys have ever seen a Jackson's Car Wash, I used to, as a kid, work for Danny's Family Car Wash before it got bought out by Jackson's. And he was hiring people without documents, and they were doing most of the work. And I worked there with them, real friendly. I was friends with all the guys that worked there. And, come to find out, like over 70 to 80% of his staff was not documented or didn't have proper documentation. And the whoever it is, the people that do the immigration stuff, they took him out. They arrested Danny, the owner. And it was a big deal. I don't know if you guys remember that, but Jeff S. says there is no labor shortage. Well, that's what I've been hearing. I know that there was a restaurant that was short on labor. Like one of my favorite restaurants, El Encanto, was closed and on the sign it says, we're closed due to labor shortage. They couldn't find any helpers. And, I don't know. Why are people not wanting to work? There was supposedly this great layoff or something where people are like leaving their jobs. They don't want to work because they're doing other things like making money elsewhere, which is good for them. But still, who's going to cook the food and, put the food on the shelves and all that? Is it the young kids? Well, are the young kids signing up to do that work? I don't know. Is there dispensaries in Phoenix? Whew. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there is, man. What is it like to live in Mesa? Housing, shopping, gas prices. Mesa is not Phoenix's most expensive city, but it's not its cheapest. Just generally, Southeast Phoenix is more expensive than the west side of Phoenix, the Avenue side, if you want to call it that. Marco says, exactly, Jeff S. He's saying that there is not a labor shortage. Oh, there is a shortage of livable wages. Yes. They're not paying people, a livable wage. People don't want to work for $15 an hour because $15 an hour is not a livable wage. Especially when rent is $2,000 for a 2-bedroom apartment. And if you got 2 kids and you're a couple and the only thing you can afford is a $2,000 a month apartment and you just moved here, that's not very high quality life. I mean, we're talking about dentists. People who work as a dentist can barely even live in a reasonable accommodation in Phoenix. And now I get it. People coming from Washington, people coming from California, they're coming here and they're like, hey, these are some great prices. But people coming from the Midwest or Florida or Texas, they're like, no, that's not affordable prices. Or people who grew up here, no, that's not affordable prices. Apparently Jeff S. is the most popular guy in the comments right now. Thanks to 157 people. You guys went over 150 comments, so I'm going to keep going. Or 150 likes. Thanks to everyone who liked the video. Toyota says, I pay my guy $19 an hour. I mean, yeah, here's the thing. Like, it's like, you also have to have the money to be able to pay $19 an hour too, because like, you know, you're not made of money. So it's like, who's got all the money around here? They inflated the whole economy, but who's got all the money? It's all tied up in money market accounts, and all these accounts, just money just tied up, not doing anything. It's not touching the ground level. I mean, if trickle-down economics worked, it would be hitting the ground level, and like people like you and I, the average Joes out there, would have enough money to be able to pay people a fair livable wage. But it's like, it's just not coming in, you know? So we'll see. I mean, I can sit here and talk about it, or I can be about it. So I'm trying to do more. I'm trying to create more channels. I'm trying to create more work, you know, so I can get more money to pay people more money. But there's people out there with crazy amounts of wealth, crazy wealth. But yeah, cost of living went way up, way up. People can't, you know, here's the thing. Some business owners can literally only afford to pay $15 an hour. But most people can't afford to work for just $15 an hour. So you have a problem on both ends. The people can't afford any more than that, and the people who need to do the work or can do the work don't want to work for any less than $15 an hour. Are there a lot of places with walking distance downtown Phoenix? Yeah, kind of. Downtown Phoenix is not a pedestrian-friendly city, actually. I mean, I would love to sit here and say that, yeah, you can walk around Phoenix all day long. Probably downtown Phoenix does have it more than other places like Roosevelt Row. There's this area right here, Roosevelt, off of Central. You know, first, that's called Roosevelt Row right there. Let's see if I can put the little orange guy down here. Okay. Nope. Ground level. See? Geez. It's you know, it's like when you show off some of these places in Arizona and you look around and it's kind of like, it's not really that amazing downtown. This is like downtown's #1 area, Roosevelt Row. And you know, it's not the most optically amazing place. It's gotten better over time, and this might be an old street view, but you know, you've got like Wilderness, downtown Phoenix. You got a lot of brand new apartment condos being built down there. So this area is growing up. It is growing up. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not, but you know, it's got a lot of work to go. First Friday, Roosevelt Row right here. And they've got some communities that they're actually building around there that are on the way up. You know, you can look it up on town. You just go down to Roosevelt Row. They got the Japanese Friendship Garden down there, which is a park right above the I-10 freeway. You know, the tunnel that you go under. That's pretty cool. You can't take pictures there. I was surprised. I was like, okay. Michael H., which area of the valley could be impacted if any of the major dams were to fail? Well, I would say that if any of the major dams failed, I would say the most important dam of all of them, even though it's the smallest one, is the Granite Reef Dam. But that one's really important. That one's really important. This one up here at Roosevelt holds a lot of water. They hold a lot of water up here. I think if that one did break, I think between the three lakes down here, they could probably catch it. Apache, Canyon, and Saguaro Lake could probably catch the water. But this one up here, the Roosevelt Lake, is the top tier, the big one. If immigration is stopped, supply of workers will decrease and demand will increase, as well as salaries. American high schoolers might have to start getting a good work again too. Look, that's the theory. That's the theory. We got a lot of theories out there, and we'd love to. I mean, I go to some restaurants like In-N-Out Burger. Lots of young high schoolers working there, doing a great job. Shout out to all the high schoolers who are working and doing a great job, by the way. I went to Chick-Fil-A. Chick-Fil-A is another place where they employ a lot of high schoolers. I mean, when I was a high schooler, I wanted to work because I wanted money. I didn't want to have to go to mom and dad, because if I had to go to mom and dad, I was dependent on them for money. So I was always trying to figure out how to get my own money. So I understand why kids want to work. So In-N-Out Burger, Chick-Fil-A, even Freddy's. I see a lot of young people working. So they're doing a good job. There's a lot of young, hard workers. I mean, people worry about this generation, but there's plenty of great young people out there doing good job. Okay. But they can't build houses. And if you're ready to go build a house, then let me know, because we could start a construction company together. Casey says, is Sholo, Arizona a good place? Yeah, but that'll have to be for another video. Matthew says, it amazes me how cheap homes are in certain states like Ohio and Indiana. Yeah, Ohio, Indiana. If you're looking for cheap homes, go to Ohio, Indiana, Kansas. Kansas has some cheap ones. Nebraska has some cheap ones. South Dakota has some cheap ones. Let's see, get us over 200 likes and I'll keep going. We're at 55 minutes in. I could keep going if we get over to 200 likes. If you haven't already liked the video, please do so and I'll keep going. Otherwise, we will wrap it up here. So let's see what happens here. All the people who are young working at restaurants in Arizona are very personal. I was impressed. Yeah, we've got a lot of good-spirited. When I say good-spirited, I mean like high energy, happy vibrations, positive attitude, willing to help out and do a good job. They want to be. They want to do a good job for you. So I see that a lot over Phoenix, especially in the southeastern side of Phoenix. I see it really good. And I see it in North Phoenix. I see it all around, actually. So we've got a lot of quality young people in Phoenix. I'll tell you, if we had opposite, from my experience, I'd say we got some good ones. Don Juan says, I'll pass on all those states. Yeah, I hear you. Someone says, more likes than viewers. Yeah, we've got 195 likes. Well, we've been going for 57 minutes. Most people, they watch for like 10 minutes and then they kind of jam out. They don't stick around for the whole show. Like, they're like, 57 minutes hanging out with Jeff on Living in Arizona Now. That's a long time, right? All right, well, we got to 195. That's a lot. But anyway, thanks to everyone who watched. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm going to wrap it up here. And thanks to everyone.